Hey trackers, Bear Trackers Nature Films here, and I'm out here in the woods, Northern California, and something has caught my eye. Okay, look at the edge that's in the sunlight of this tree here, and you'll notice that the bark appears shredded. Now that to me says bear. So let's get a little closer and go investigate. Someone has scraped bark off the tree, and there's a pile of it right here. A little nest. So this scooped out, hollowed out area here says to me bear, black bear, and the reason that they do this is they're making essentially a nest or a bed to rest in. I don't want to call it a nest like a bird nest, because it's not. It's just a place for the bear to rest. And it's nearby to a field. So if you look over there, there's a big grassy field. And in the spring, there are very few high quality foods available to bears. So they will eat grass. And this, I don't think, is currently in use. It is spring right now. But this doesn't look like it's new. It looks like it was from last year. And the reason I say that is because look at all this debris that has fallen into what I call the nest right here. So branches and leaves from the coast redwood tree. There are pine needles everywhere. And these little plants that are beginning to grow up inside of it. And also, it doesn't look really fresh. So the color of this bark is not the color that you would expect if this redwood had been freshly scratched upon. But you can definitely see that it was scratched. So the bark normally looks like that. It has nice furrows on it, and as the tree gets older, these furrows get thicker. But you can see here and there where it looks like the bear probably climbed the tree. But from here down, what you see is scratch marks. And the reason that they do this is because redwood bark is very fibrous. So I just pulled a little of the dead bark off, and you can see that it's very fibrous. And this stuff makes great insulation. It's kind of like cedar bark also. So the bears will take that and they'll claw it off the tree and shred it and leave it in a pile, and then they'll sort of burrow around into the pile, kind of like your dog does when they turn around 3 times before they lay down. But bears will make a little round area where they just curl up and lay down and go to sleep. So this is where the bear takes his nap or what have you and rests when he's not out feeding in this nice green field over here. So here's the other perspective. Now I'm standing right next to the poison oak and showing you this view of the bear's nest or bear's bed. And then you can look at these redwood trees and see how much scraping or scratching was done here to both of these trees to remove bark. There's your view of the normal bark. And way up there, you can see some patches have been removed, probably when the bear climbed the tree. They do that. They're bears. They do that. So you can see that it was done by claws and vertically this way, scraped in that direction. This is not a marking tree where the bear would rub and mark. This is actually just a tree that the bear harvested some of its bark to use as a mattress. And when these are actively being used around the edges, you'll find bear scats. So right now this is not actively being used because there's no bear scats. Although there might be an older one buried right here. And the reason there are bear scats around them is because they get up, stretch, yawn, whatever they do, and then they will defecate. And those usually pile up around the outside of this. They don't do it right in the area where they're sleeping. They do it outside. They're very clean that way. So This is a bear's bed or a bear's nest. And you find these usually on areas that are near where there's a food source, which in this case is grass. So keep an eye out for these wherever you encounter the black bear.